Let's get it!
Broadcasting to you from a little grass shack in the middle of the Pacific.
Live in the place to be.
Well, they're actually in the Bay Area.
Yeah!
But they are the premier Faika show that shines a spotlight on positive Pacific Islanders.
You listening to the sound.
Role models coming brown every Thursday night at 6.
East to west, we getting hurt.
Brought to you by Faika by Design. It's the iconic Faika podcast with your hosts, Naki and Carl.
What's up, Naki?
What's up?
Here we go. Big week this week.
Crazy. Crazy.
Let's see. Season 8, episode 35. Today, we are going to talk to our friends at the Pacific Islander Wellness Initiative. They've got a big event coming up this Saturday. So Lena, Kevin, and Salote will be in to talk about that. A little goings on this past Tuesday. America chose a leader for the next 4 years.
Yep.
And so that's the show. We got our check-ins. We got our community announcements. We're going to go talk a little bit about the selection process that's complete from a federal level as far as the federal government goes. But then we've also got some propositions here in California, of which will affect us probably more so than the bigger ones. But that's our show today. Naki, what's good?
Yeah. Hey, happy Thursday. Happy election week. Oh, damn it.
Selection week.
Happy selection week. That's pretty much what happened. America selected all kinds of interesting things. Like San Francisco has a new mayor come January. Daniel Lurie.
Bob Lurie was owner of the Giants for a little bit, right?
Owner of the Giants. Heir to Levi
Strauss. So that family goes back over 100 years in San Francisco.
Millions of years. And millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah, all the way back to the gold rush.
All the way back.
That family is a true 49er. They were 49ers, the original 49ers.
Right,
so nice to see that
time for change, right?
Homegrown. That's somebody that's here.
What's going on?
And his wife is she's in the Newsom crowd. She's a Newsom appointee. So that's a high-powered family in the Bay Area.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to see him and all the work that he's going to do.
A lot of work to do.
Lots and lots of shit to take over.
Literally.
So, and I'm not mad at it because I know that to me in my head, he's not concerned about, like, he has money. So he's not worried about getting paid. He's not worried about, he actually has a nonprofit, like a successful nonprofit. So I like that he's in the nonprofit world. I like that he comes from money. So he's not going to care about anything, like there's nothing to gain for him.
In theory.
Right? In theory, there's nothing
no,
for
I like
him
that.
to gain.
I like the same idea there that hopefully
that.
He's not, he can stick to his principles and not get swayed by, political interests, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So hopefully he can remain above that.
Yes, we gonna need you to stay on the straight and narrow so we can get our funds all together and put back together and all that. There's a lot of shit happening in the nonprofit world. Right. Everybody's getting audited.
Yeah, I think what we've learned is the government can do a lot of good things, but in some situations, and I was more of the private industry does it better. And I have learned that sometimes in community work,
That's not always
the government funding community activists, community programs, boots on the ground actually is the best way to go because the government's not going to have the same reach as the community will.
Right. So I'm looking forward to the new mayor taking over in San Francisco in January. I have faith in him. I'm praying for all our government elected
officials to lead right. Let's
right.
have you lead
officials. Right. So I'm looking forward to him because, we do a lot of work in San Francisco. So a lot of his decisions or his whatever he's putting into policy or money handling motherfucker A lot of that shit's gonna come
We're
down to
afraid
our
to say the
I
E
know.
word, but
Yeah.
we'll drop a MFer in there. But
Yeah.
no, there's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of
Yeah.
Pacific Islanders in San Francisco,
In San
that need help.
Francisco that need help.
Yeah.
And so the current reigning mayor has done the best that she can, and it's time for
And
her
we
to
thank her for the work she
thank
did.
you for the work that you've done. You gotta go though. It's time for you to go. So yeah. So new mayor Daniel Lurie. What did I say that right?
Lurie?
Lurie.
Yep.
Starts San Francisco in January. We now have starting January. We have a new president.
We'll have a new president on January 20th.
Right.
I believe that's the date that the inauguration
Officially,
for former president to become new president of the United States, Donald Trump.
Right. I'm like, yeah. So
I was not surprised that I wasn't surprised that he won. And I wasn't surprised by the margin that he won. I think that
well,
she had a hard time.
She came in late.
She came in like she only had 107 days in her campaign.
Right.
And she was working under 4 years of Biden. So
man, what a killer. Right.
I think she made mistakes.
Right.
I think that when she didn't distance herself from Biden. And I think that when she was on The View and she got asked, how are you going to look different as a president? Then what are you going to do differently?
Well,
and she said, I can't think of anything. That's not a good answer.
That's not a good answer.
Not a good answer.
I think that the country is not ready for a female president.
We've talked about this.
Yes, we're more sexist than we are racist. Like we're okay with the black president. We're just not okay with a woman president. I don't think we're ready for that yet.
So and in my mind, and we think it's crazy because we're people of color and we live in the most progressive state in the country, right? So I think it's further away from our understanding of like, you wouldn't vote for somebody because they're a woman?
Right.
Like it seems more outlandish because we're in a progressive state in one of the most progressive areas.
Doesn't calculate
state,
unless you look outside. Like, was it you that mentioned that it would hurt for her to go to outside of the United States because of like, I don't know, other countries wouldn't accept.
You go to the Middle East, and there's the question of that's your top soldier, because that's one of the hats that the president wears. You're the commander in chief. So, but that's all that's a different stage. I think that when really Hillary Clinton was supposed to be the nominee in 2008.
Yeah.
And I think that the Obama coming in, and I'm not saying he wasn't a better candidate, but I think that was an indication that the country was like, is the country ready to be run by a black person, or a woman?
Yes.
Which one is it? And I think that they showed that. I think that in 2016. So here's something to think about: Donald Trump couldn't beat Joe Biden, right? But he beat Hillary Clinton and he beat Kamala Harris. So. And I think there's a piece of it. I don't know if Dinoa's got the picture that I had shared, but there is some pretty telling information when you look across the states. There are 10 states, and you can see them on the screen there. There were 10 states that had abortion bills in their state propositions, right? That they were going to vote on. If you look at that on the screen, the dark blue was the support to protect abortion rights, so as to amend state constitutions or put laws into place, right? So there was overwhelming support in those 10 states for those abortion bills. The light blue underneath is the women's support of Kamala Harris. So you had women that were going and voting to protect abortion rights in those 10 states, but they didn't vote that much for, I think there's only 2 states over 50% where women voted over 50% out of those 10 for Kamala Harris. And I think that's telling of that she didn't connect. I think she just didn't connect with a big portion. I wasn't surprised it was a landslide from the electoral vote. I was surprised that he won you can go and take that down. I know. I was surprised that he won the popular vote. And he won it not by a few. That surprised me. That surprised me. But I think did it surprise you? Were you surprised that he won the popular vote? The electoral college is funky. That can go whatever way it goes. But to win the outright popular vote. It was surprising.
Yeah, Mo kept saying he's not going to win the popular vote. I was kind of up in the air because my news feed was just like Trump, Trump, Trump. I mean, so I was like, oh, I'm kind of up in the air. And I didn't really, I mean, I care who is the president as either or. I was looking for the positive shit, right? So
I hear
he's
you.
he's the president now. Well, he will be the president. And so, let's stop the fucking war. Stop sending money to Ukraine, like
So
you said.
that he said he'll do a few things, and there's
Mm.
those things that. So when he said, "I will build a wall and Mexico will pay for it," that didn't happen, right?
Right.
But he blamed it on Congress because he said
I
the Democrats held me up. Well, now the Republicans are going to control the House and the Senate.
Right.
There's no excuses.
Yeah. There's
What Trump wants to do,
it's going to happen.
if he doesn't want to send money to Ukraine,
Right.
he doesn't have to
And
send money
it's
to
not going
Ukraine.
to Ukraine. Yeah.
He said that he's going to stop the Ukraine-Russia war. He said he's going to stop the conflict between Palestine and Israel.
Yeah.
And
We're going to need that.
three
to
things.
happen.
Like there's a whole bunch of things that he said he's going to do, and he's going to do quickly. I hope he gets a lot of that stuff done.
I hope so too. Because now I don't know. It's
lower taxes. That was the other thing.
Yeah, let's lower taxes.
As a
I'm for that.
California, we'll go through some of the propositions.
Yeah, I'm for that.
That I'm for lower taxes. Oh my goodness, yes.
I'm definitely for that. So we went to Waves for Wellness by SF Happy Free, Essence of Mana, and Wolverine Rugby Team. We did that on Saturday, which happened in San Bruno, and it was good to see.
What a cool event.
It was a great event. Yeah. It was good to see everyone, all the organizations that were there. We seen Sela, who was helping folks.
Sela Tukia from the
their
Tongan consulate.
Passport. Of course, Fatasi was there with their sugar. They're fighting sugar within the community.
I did. So they had this thing where they had like 7 drinks there, and they said put them in order of least sugar to the most sugar. And I did it, and she laid 2 down, and I was thinking, oh, I only missed 2. No, I only got 2 right.
Yeah, I got like 3 right. Right. So it was very interesting. It was a good event. Of course, Rocky was there to do step, and then SEDC was there, Essence of Mana, of course, our Asian American Recovery Services, tons and tons of Leafaz, Talama was there. Just a lot of great folks were there at the event. We had a great time. They fed people. They had great raffles. They gave away great raffles. There was stuff for the kids to do. So I really had a good time. We had a great time at Waves for Wellness.
Just so you know, if you see us at an event, I don't care about raffles. Naki means business for the raffles. She's like, I need my ticket, and she gave me the ticket, and she's like, you listen. If you win, I want to know.
Go socialize. You listen. So it was a great event. I was happy to see everyone. They did a great job. So I'm looking forward to the next one whenever that is happening. A lot of I sidetracked there, but a lot of amendments.
Propositions we voted as Californians on several. Some were kind of run of the mill. We want to raise taxes. We don't want to raise taxes, and there was a few that were big to me, right?
Yeah.
To the same-sex marriage.
Which one was big for you?
Same-sex marriage.
That one passed.
I think that it didn't pass in 2008 because Obama won in a landslide, and people stopped voting in California because they saw the presidential election was over. And I knew that if everybody turned out, it would be this way. So it's good to see that one get done.
Right.
How about you? Were there any that you looked at that were particularly of interest?
No, if they needed money to come out of my pocket, I was like, no.
That's exactly how I looked
at it. If I got to pay more taxes, it was a no for me.
And you would see them do the math. It's only 0.07 cents per 10,000. I don't care what it is. I pay plenty of taxes.
Y'all already got my money. So no.
Spend it
I was
right.
I was no on a lot of things just because I'm poor. I need my money. So if you're going to make me pay more taxes, I don't want it. I mean, but there were some good ones.
There were some good ones on there. I was surprised. The rent control thing looks like it may not pass.
Right.
I was surprised in California from an economical standpoint.
Right.
I believe it's the right thing to do, but I'm surprised that wouldn't go. The minimum wage didn't get, or pending, but it does not.
Yeah.
It's really close right now. I think it's 51, almost 52% no, and only 56% reporting. So that looks like it's going to come down to the wire. There's a few
Right.
that are still out there, right?
Yes.
There's
The
still
lower
pending?
the votes need to approve housing and infrastructure. What is the slavery involuntary?
That's where
What the?
they make the inmate. So now what they tried to do was remove the penalty. So if inmates don't sign up for, if they want them to work in the kitchen, for example,
Oh,
and they don't, they can penalize
them for not doing
the inmate for
anything.
not doing it.
Oh,
They
wow.
tried to remove that so they couldn't penalize the inmates, but California is saying, nope, forced labor is okay.
Okay, and then the bonds for water, wildfire, and land protection measure passed. What didn't pass? Oh, you said that the local rent control that didn't pass.
Surprising.
The healthcare managed healthcare plan that passed. What is that? Penalties for certain theft and
Which
drug
one?
crimes.
Oh, yeah, that's
Proposition
so when you see
36.
people running out with cartfuls of merchandise and nobody
Yeah.
can do anything, and they're like, "Oh, it's my fourth misdemeanor of $950 this week."
Yeah.
Now, now they'll start charging people with felonies if it's your second or third. Like now, there's some penalty, and
Right.
it used to be that way in California. It used to be, it was called 666 in the penal code.
Mhm.
If you did one day of time for any theft related crime and committed another one, that was the second was a felony, whether it was a felony itself or not. Another theft crime was a felony. So there's like graduated sentencing. They took that away.
Oh.
The result is what we see: people walking in,
Grabbing
going through an
stuff
Apple
and going
store and pulling
running
everything off
out.
the shelf, and
So
everybody.
now, if you get caught, you go.
Now,
It's a
yeah, now
felony?
there's a
Okay,
consequence.
there's a consequence. There needs to be for that.
Yeah,
'Cause who pays? The
we
consumer.
do,
Yes.
because that's
There
where
you
your
go.
Apple prices go up. Your food go, whatever they're stealing, you're going to pay more
Pay
for.
for 'em. You motherfuckers. So I'm poor. I need my money.
Is that-
I can't. I don't want to pay any more taxes. I don't want to pay for you to run in and get your free Apple, free your clothes, free shoes, whatever. You got to work like
You know what's crazy is I watch some of the court
Mhm.
court things on social media, and there's people that are literally outraged in court that they're going to do time for stealing stuff. They're like,
Yeah.
"What? This is ridiculous. I need this stuff to live." And it's
Yeah.
like, you needed 45 sweaters from, like, stop with that.
Yeah. I mean, I get sometimes people just steal to steal. There's some mental health issues going on there. Okay. But now you can't even, like, even if with drugs, right? There's people that have drug issues and are walking around and stealing or whatever because of drugs, mental health, trauma in their life. Now they're going to go straight to jail unless, right?
Right. Well,
There's
now,
no, oh, I just had it in my pocket.
yeah. So I mean, it's for the people that you see. It's for
Yeah.
the people you see that are just carrying stuff out, and nobody does anything, and they load it in their car, parked at the curb, and everybody just stands around.
Okay. I'm with that.
Now there's going to be consequences for it, which there used to be, and that's the people ask, how are we going to fix the retail theft thing? Just go back to the way that we used to treat it. There used to be a penalty for it. So hopefully this fixes that. And there you go. The mayor of San Francisco, that's a huge issue in San Francisco. So that should help Mr. Lurie when he gets in office.
Yes, Mr. Lurie when he gets in office. I'm looking forward to him doing great things in the nonprofit world. We need that. There you go. And so this past week, I'm just checking it. I have so much. I was busy at work. I've got like projects coming out of my eyeballs.
Work is like wild right now. The workload. And I don't know.
Yeah, because this is not our job. We have a 9 to 5. This is not our job. We have a 9 to 5. And my 9
This
to
is our
5,
passion. It's not our
yes,
job.
This is our passion.
It
It's
sure as heck don't
just
pay
like
the
our
bills.
guests that are coming on, that is their passion.
Right.
That is their passion. So I'm looking forward to talking to our guests. But, I've got reports and projects coming out of my eyeballs. And then in between that, my sister, my twin, the love of my life, she's literally my right arm. TT was in the hospital. So you have to pay attention and listen to your body because she wasn't feeling good. My sister, she wasn't feeling good last week. And she has, other health issues. And so she listened to her body. She woke up like the left side. She wasn't feeling good. So she called I'm just really there's more to this, but I'm breaking it down. quick synopsis, whatever that word is. Here's the
You got it. You got it.
Okay, so she wasn't feeling good. She called the advice nurse. The advice nurse said, if you're not feeling good, go into emergency. No, not my sister. So she lays back and she's like, I don't know. And so then her husband comes home and he's like, hey, what's going on? She tells him that I don't feel good. And he's like, well, let's go to emergency. And she's like, okay, normally, because she has rheumatoid arthritis. So she has pain all the time. But this was just a little bit different. So she said, let's go. Trust. She goes to the hospital and, still they don't know what's going on with her. She does blood work and the blood work comes back and they tell her that she had a heart attack. And so they knew this because something breaks off in the blood, something. So she didn't even know that she had a heart attack. But thank God she listened to her body. And then she had a heart attack and they literally within a couple of days, she's having what do you call it?
Bypass.
She's having a bypass, within days. She's having a bypass. But they call and tell me, oh, your
bypass surgery.
Surgery, where they cut your chest open.
Open heart surgery.
So they called me and they said, oh, your sister had a heart attack. I'm fucking freaking out. Me and my husband take off to the hospital and bitch is sitting in bed go, hey. She's like, hey, girl. Hey. I was so happy to see her
in that
alert. Right. And, me and her were talking. We actually watched the football game, Chicago and Washington. Have you seen that game? It was so good because we were screaming in the hospital room. But anyway.
She's not supposed to be screaming.
I know. Me, her, and my brother-in-law were screaming in the hospital. So, but I had to I had to put my eyes on her so that I can feel better. Because, when you start imagining tubes coming out of your ass and everything. So I was so happy that I seen her. And so she's.
Is that what you're imagining?
Yes. Not out of your ass, but out of your nose, out of your throat. You know what I mean? You. You go crazy. So I'm glad I got to see her. And then she has surgery, successful. Thank you, God. All your prayers and prayers do work. And if you're a good person, it works.
You got to add that in.
You got to have that too. So all that within a week, she's home. I've been talking to her. I talk to her every day. We FaceTime. And so she's just she's fucking beast. So thank you everybody.
And she packed it up, went home quick.
My sister does not like
hospitals. Wasn't hanging around.
She wants to go home. So she had her surgery on Tuesday, Wednesday. She was home by Friday, some shit like that. So but now she's got she has this big, they cut her open. Yeah. She has a big scar coming down her chest. And so thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God.
God is good.
God is amazing. So thank you, God, for taking care of my sister. So I just wanted to shout her out because she's tuned in.
Hi, Titi.
I love her so much. And so thank you, sister, for being the beast that you are. So I just wanted to get that out because that was my mental health this week was crazy and even more crazy. But now I'm better.
All better?
All better now. So there we go. We got to get to community announcements.
Let's do it.
And do you have something you want to get off your chest?
No.
Okay. Community announcements.
Yeah, that TT that's
huge.
That's a big that's a big breath of relief.
Yes.
To have her back home.
Yeah.
So
I'm happy.
Congratulations,
Yay. TT. Community announcements. The National Tongan American Society Bay Area proudly presents a Kenga Tonga Day celebration on November 8th. That's tomorrow from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Join them for an evening of dinner, a vibrant fashion show, live entertainment. This event will also honor the achievements of Tongan women and their contributions to the community. Contributions to Tongan women that's going to be all night shit. That's
got plenty of it.
Hours and hours. That's awesome. It's happening at Laney College Bistro Hall, 900 Fallon Street in Oakland. For more information, call 510-385-1515.
We were in Oakland last Saturday.
You were? Ooh, A+ burgers. Oh my goodness. If you're in Oakland, you got to check out A+ burger. Oh, maybe not, because you guys going to hug up on I can't get my burger.
This is one of, if not the best burger I've ever had. And we've gone there for years. We'll go way out of our way.
Right.
We're not going through that side of Oakland at all. No, yep, we are.
Yeah.
We were talking about that
For
at
A+
the
burgers.
event which was in Burlingame. Where was it at? In San Bruno.
Mhm.
And
And I didn't eat.
so
I
we
was
were
not
at the
eating.
event, and we're like,
But they had good food.
A plus. And
Yeah.
so we drove off from there, not in the way. A
Yeah.
plus burger in Oakland. Go check it
Yes.
out.
Go check it out.
The Pacific Islander Wellness Initiative invites you to the second annual Pacific Islander Wellness Day on November 9th from 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the Hayward Veterans Memorial Building. That's 22737 Main Street. Bring your family for a day filled with arts and crafts, music, cultural performances, wellness activities, and special appearances by local Pacific Islander artists. For more information, tune in for our second half of our show for more information, but you can also contact PIWI@ramsinc.org.
Ooh, I can't wait.
gonna be
Local
fun.
Pacific Islander artists. Now you gotta meet us there. Meet us there at 11:30 a.m. Samoan Solutions 14th annual 5K Turkey Trot for Charity is happening Saturday, November 16th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Brisbane Marina, 400 Sierra Point Parkway. You can shop Pacifica vendors, walk or run the 5K Turkey Trot. Register today. Click the link in their bio. We will be there
We'll
again.
be there cooking food.
Cooking food to feed you third year in a row.
It'll be somewhat healthy.
Someone, it ain't gonna be healthy.
It'll be good.
I'll be there.
It'll
I'll
be good.
I'll try to make it healthy. You want a salad? We'll make
There
salad.
you go.
Nah.
Put
you
salad
have
on
a
your burger.
burger.
Okay, Wednesday, November 20th, Anganu'u Community Teach in Session, Measina Samoa, Tatao. They're going to talk about the Tatao. This
Ooh.
month, Samoan Solutions welcomes Mulianga Cecilia, Dr. Fafitai Fa'aleava, and Tangi Pa'ama, who will be facilitating their session on the topic of Measina Samoa, the Tatao. Register at tinyurl.com/Anganu'u Teachin, and that's teaching with no G.
Nice. Yay. That is our community announcements. Hit us up if you want us to promote or share or whatever you want. But I'm excited. Our guests that are coming up, Pacific Islander Wellness Initiative, they're going to come on and talk about everything amazing that's happening this weekend, where you will see us at 11:30 with, look at these beautiful women coming in. Okay.
Beautiful people.
We have Salate, Lena, Kevin. Okay, look at you, Kevin. Looking all good. What you doing? Everybody looks so wonderful. Do you guys got filter on? I need filter. I need filter. I know. I slapped the filter on. Hi. Hello. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming on. We're going to go one by one to share just, people that are out there that are new to Pacific Islander Wellness Initiative. Salute, we're going to start with you, beautiful. Just tell us your name, what you do, and what. Oh, okay. Who's in the back doing laundry? Who in the back doing laundry? Okay, never mind. Salate, tell us about the program. Tell us your position there, and we're happy to be.
All right. Well, right on for inviting us to this space. Hello, everyone out there. My name is Salote Lutui. I go by Lotte in PI spaces. It's just family calls me Lotte, and I welcome all the community to call me that. My role here at the Pacific Islander Wellness Initiative is the clinician. So you'll be seeing me for any therapeutic, family, individual, couples issues. You know, again, it is free for the community, specifically for
awesome.
the Pacific Islander community. And to have a program like this is it's so remarkable. It's long time waiting, and so
Awesome.
I'm honored to be in the position to be able to be our people's clinician and offer it for free. And so thank you for having us, and I hope to see everyone this weekend at our Wellness Day, which it's our second annual, and man, it's gonna be a good one. So I hope to see y'all there.
Awesome. Thank you, Solitaire. We're going to go over to Kevin. How are you?
Hi, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me.
Yes.
Yep.
definitely a pleasure to be here. Very humbled and honored. Thank you for the opportunity to share space. For those of you who don't know me, shout out to you, Mama Sil. I see you. My name is Kevin Faliulu Niwatu. I can go by Kev as well. Um, with I've been with the Pacific Islander Wellness Initiative for about 5 years since its inception. So we celebrated 5 years this year. And so my position now is the pastoral care specialist. It's a very new position here with the program. And just for those who are just tuning in and don't know too much about about PEV, the acronym, we offer culturally responsive prevention and early intervention mental health services to Pacific Islanders within Alameda County. I would definitely be remiss if I did not mention RAMS, by whom which we operate under. RAMS had also just celebrated 50 years. And so to be able to work with a nonprofit organization that's been up and running for 50 years, and to actually be a program that serves our people for 5 years running here in Alameda County is definitely something that hits the heart for me, because mental health is definitely a very touching subject. And being able to take in the resources that we learned in academia and also with serving other people of color and bringing it back to help give back to our own community is definitely worth the while. And every day is hard work for us, and I'm definitely happy to be a part of it. My position in general is just pretty much being the plug between church and quote unquote secular part of mental health. So being able to help navigate individuals through their spiritual walks, but also letting them know that it's okay to not be okay. And then also letting them know that we have PIs such as Lotte, clinicians out there that are experts, in this field, and that they're able to touch in and tap in with different type of services free of charge. So definitely an honor to be here. About our event coming up, Lourdes mentioned it. It's our second annual. Very excited about it. This year, we were able to theme it Rooted in Wellness. So a lot of our wellness activities, we will have stuff from Fijian masi making to ukulele sessions to Chamorro, Guamanian, Harmony Circle. So being able to tap in ways of promoting wellness that are indigenous to our own people, and also sharing it out with the community. So it's definitely worthwhile, definitely worth for you to come out with your families and friends. We'll definitely have raffles, and of course we wouldn't be PI if we didn't have food. So shout out to IQ Catering, who will be who's kind enough to cater for the event. They are also of PI descent, so to be able to have an event that's put on by PIs for PIs, it's amazing. So thank you very much again for the opportunity to share space, and hope to see you all there. And then
just there, and awesome keeping our dollar brown by finding vendors that are in our community. So well done.
Yes,
love that.
Thank you,
Miss Lena.
Hi everyone. Yeah, I'm kind of like in a space where I usually meet in my house to do my meetings is like in my room, but I'm in the dining room, which is why you see so much traffic. So excuse the traffic, and then I don't have a filter. So anyways, my name is Lena Te'omalia Itulua, and I actually work for San Francisco Hepatitis B Free Bay Area. And I was invited by Kevin and Salote and the PEV committee to join their planning committee to put this health fair on. So, I'm actually just somebody to come and offer, my services and also my craft to try and bring in people to come and learn about hepatitis B. And so, like Kevin, like he shared, the theme is Rooted in Wellness, and we have other indigenous cultural practices that we're using to engage the community, and at the same time try to teach them about whatever the subject is that we're tabling for. And so for me, I'm doing my Under the Mango Tree program, which is tea leaf weaving, where I'll be teaching you guys how to make your Hawaiian haku and learning about hepatitis B. And then we will be offering hepatitis B screenings to the public. And so I am just one of the parties involved in planning this wonderful second annual health fair. And so that's why I'm part of the group. And I'm so grateful, Naki and Carl, that you invited us to come, because I was just saying in our last meeting, I'm like, you know what we need? We need ethnic media, like, to help us push the work forward. You know, maybe we can ask Naki and Carl, but because I knew that it was already too late, I didn't want to like bother you. And then God answered my prayers, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So thank you so much, Naki, for sharing this. I mean, we're gonna have some fun stuff.
Oh my God.
There's a great coloring table, which I love, which is for kids. And it is sponsored by Regional Pacific Islander Task Force. And they have all these awesome Polynesian and Pacific Islander cultural characters for kids to color. And then they also, we're going to have some cool stuff there. SCDC will be there doing Siva for Wellness, and
Okay.
Queen Aisha will be offering that.
Oh,
I love.
You got a superstar over there.
Yes, we do have a superstar. So I'm excited for that. She came last year. And so this year we're trying to get as many folks to come out and enjoy and understand what's in the East Bay community for, you know, for them to partake of. Because I feel like San Francisco has a lot of, we have a lot of community services out there, and there's a lot of engagement, right? But I feel like on this side, we need a little bit more, we need a little bit more people to come and know who we are. And I think we need a little bit more support from the community to see what we have to offer. They'll be giving some plants away too. We have raffles. So I'm excited.
I'm excited for all of you, but especially our folks on this side of the bay, right? Because everyone, when you say, "Oh, well, I need this resource," people automatically think I got to go to
Across
San
the bridge.
Francisco,
Over the
across the
bridge.
bridge. But now, if you didn't know, their office is based in Hayward, and so that's not a far place to go. For like we're in Fairfield, and there's a ton. Our community is moving out this way because San Francisco is so expensive, and so it's getting expensive to go truck across to get resources. So I'm so happy.
You skip that toll too.
You skip
Well,
the
you
toll.
skip at least one toll. Get over there. Before we go forward, I just wanted to tell Lena a couple things. So I sent that out late, and I was apologizing in the email. So I sent the email to Lena, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, and I get it if you can't make it, but if you can, we'd love to be able to promote, because we're going to be there. We want to get the word out for you. She's like, I'm coming, and I'm bringing friends. So she brought Kevin and Salote in, and then also all of our audience is Pacific Islander. So if there are people in the background doing homework, doing laundry, babies crying, like that's our
normal.
audience. Our
That's
audience
normal.
100% gets that. And I always laugh when people do that, and they're like, I'm so sorry. It's like, it's all PI is watching.
Yeah.
Like, we all get it.
Yeah. We had a guest one time that came on, and they had their son like just making a heck of noise and moving around, and we were like, pick that baby up.
Let's see the baby.
So Tina's on. Tina's saying hi to everybody. So can you share why do we have this event? Why was it created? Kevin?
Yeah, so thank you for the question. The main reason is to promote wellness. There's so many of us that lives here in Alameda County that are PI, that identify as PI, and to not have a gathering on our side would be, it's crazy to not have it, because like you said, it's as if when we hear about resources, we would automatically think SF.
Mm-hmm.
But then it got to the point where like we're living in Alameda County, but we're traveling to SF for these resources. But to be able to have them available and ready here on our end, it was one of our ways for outreach, to really push out the notion that there is an organization that helps with resources regarding mental health. But on top of that, it's free of charge.
Yeah.
So not only is it now convenient within Alameda County for those who are residents here in the East Bay, but it's also for free. So that's definitely what the purpose and intention of the wellness day was to actually utilize the PIs that are living in the East Bay and in the surrounding Bay Area to come together and also show the PI community, the residents, that we're here. The service is readily available.
I think it's
Awesome.
really nice to see that, we're talking about that, right? Like there are people in the East Bay, there are people all the way, all the way out into Sacramento, but and everywhere in between. But it's also nice seeing SCDC make their
Come
trip across the
across.
bridge, right? So they're coming across to support too. So it's nice seeing the community support one another like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. To have the community partners, especially like big houses like SCDC, is definitely wonderful. And they've been very supportive in and throughout the journey of the Pacific Islander Wellness Initiative. We even share a sister program, their Psalm 1 Wellness Initiative, which is very similar to ours. And they're awesome too. They have a lot of good events coming up too that's worth supporting.
The Samoan Wellness Initiative hits close to Naki's heart and my heart because they had a program called Cafe Wellness.
Yeah.
And that was one of the best programs that we've ever, and this is even before we were PBD. We were just going to fellowship. I were just going to hang out. And it was like I was making a 2-hour trip there for every Friday. And Naki was making a 1-hour trip there every Friday. And that Samoan Wellness Initiative has touched our lives.
Yeah, definitely. And it really made a lasting impact during the pandemic too, when they shifted to Wednesday virtual. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Solitaire, are there any specific wellness activities that we should be looking forward to, or anything you'll be facilitating that day?
Yeah, great question, and thank you. We're gonna have a Gava session. We're gonna have Gava there. If you don't know anything about Gava, it's a great time to come in and learn the importance of Gava in the culture, and it's different for different cultures in the PI diaspora. So the Gava session, I'll be there. There's the Masi, which is the Fijian activity, which is new. So encourage everybody to come and check it out. It's just new in the Haku. And it's just all these activities reminding us, right, to slow down. That life gets busy and it's time to take care of yourself. Wellness is priority.
Right.
Sometimes we forget that. We forget to take care of ourselves because our mind is on family, our mind is on community and work, right? We forget to take care of ourselves. And that's the reason, even for me personally, to be part of this is to have a wellness day dedicated to PIs to remember, slow down. You know, this is a whole day. You don't even have to do anything, right? Just come in, enjoy the music, enjoy the food, enjoy the fellowship, and let your kids run amok. Like go to the go to the coloring table. And so it's family friendly, and it's just a reminder, like even for adults to just slow down, right, and even talk, getting conversations with one another, right? Sometimes we don't even do that. Sometimes we're so busy focusing on every other thing that we forget to check in with one another, right? Oh, I don't want to get too deep, but conversation and connecting is really all about wellness, right? So that is something to look forward to. I particularly love music, so we're gonna have some jams and food. It's a party, y'all. Like it really is a
Yeah.
party. It's
I
an
love it.
event, but it's really just to connect and get connected to resources, get familiar with other PIs and other PI organizations around the Bay Area. Yes, we are one of many. And if we can collaborate more so, let's do it.
I love it. I love the idea of just going to come and do whatever, just hang out, but do what's gonna help you with your mental wellness, mental health. I think that's one of the things that I always say is if I achieve my greatness and my full capability, I'm a better community member. I'm a better person. I'm a better member of my church. I'm all those things. If I'm always run down and I'm stressed out and I'm not able to do things, I can't help as many people as I could if I were well off. So this is the second year, right? This is the second annual. How has the community responded? And is there a difference this time around? Like you've done it once, you know what it looks like kind of. Is it different this time around?
It's absolutely different this time around. I think one of the benefits of the lessons learned from last year is having people like Lena. So it really means a lot to us because she was the inspiration of why it was important to bring in the community. And so we did exactly that. And if it wasn't for people like Lena and their networking and their plugging, we definitely would not have the outpour of organizations that will be present this Saturday. So definitely hats off to Lena and also to Fatai and also to Kali, who are community members that also have 9 to 5, but they were more than willing to come in and help plan this. So it's definitely heartfelt and sentimental, but they're tears of joy, knowing that they're able to help us help the community meet them where they are.
Yeah, I love that we're getting the word out and that mental health is starting to be a normal conversation because people see faces like yours talking about it openly and having these events so that people can come find out, does this relate to me? Like the cafe wellness that you guys had. I mean, I never thought about mental health until um, cafe wellness. It was an ongoing discussion where it starts to become normal that we talk about our mental health. So I love that it's not like back in the day it used to be like taboo, right? To
Yeah.
taboo to talk about mental health and now that
It's a more regular conversation. It's
right.
okay to have the conversation. I think it's
Mhm.
still frowned upon it, with certain members of the community, but it's more acceptable at least to be able to say like, "Hey, I'm overwhelmed," or like,
Right.
"Hey, I got to take a breath here." I'm like,
Right.
we're always Naki and I are always on the phone talking to each other like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe how much, that whole venting process." But I love what Salote said about, because we would do this in Cafe Wellness. Sometimes we would go and just sit there and one of us wouldn't say a whole lot, but you're in the room and you're with people that have similar problems and you can relate to. So sometimes it was, you know, participate and, be really active and involved. And other times it was just chilling in the room and hanging out. And I love the way that she explained, like, it could be whatever you want. You want to
Mhm.
jump in and be part of it, or you just want to chill, listen to music, kick back and have good conversation. So I love the vibe of the event. Looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it too. There's going to be, I know there's going to be a lot of people that are not of Pacific Islander descent. What are you hoping they take away from this?
The good vibes, the connection, the importance of wellness, right? Um, checking in with yourself, learning from a different culture. That all cultures have their ways of wellness, right?
Mhm.
So it's educating them. It's sharing, right? It's sharing of culture, sharing of wellness. And that's my hope that people will take away that hey, wellness doesn't have a color. It's all
It doesn't.
it's all for the betterment of humanity. And so yeah, and they'll walk away feeling full, feeling like they're connected and learning new things. It's we're all learning and growing always.
Can I chime in really quick? So I think what I want non-Pacific Islanders to take away from this is to see that we are a community that is not filled with, we don't have a lot of riches and we don't come from a generation of money, but it would be good if they could like see where they can be sort of like a supporter for us or a partner and invite us or we can collaborate to create a bigger community wellness fair, like what they could offer us and how they can help us and how we could help them and uplift, our own community because like thank you, Kevin, for all those great things you said about me. I feel so like humbled by them, but I was invited by you guys and I feel like I just want to try and help do what I can, right? And so I think if other people see us working towards making our community better, they could offer some type of help, or support. And I think that's what I want them to see. And I want them to see that we need these services and we're overlooked often. We are underserved and we are
Yes.
underrepresented. And so I feel like we need to be seen in that
I
aspect.
think, and that's a really great point. I think, and a piece of it, part of it needs to be all of our responsibility, right? So if there's a non-Pacific Islander there, and we're talking about, how do we let them know how to be an ally, right? It may not be comfortable for a non-Pacific Islander to be in that setting, right? So it's got to be the community's responsibility to make it comfortable and reach out and explain to Lena's point. Here's how we could help. Here's how we could work together. Here's how you could be an ally. Because I think that if they're there and they're not reached out to, it's not going to be real comfortable. They may not come back to another one. They may see another one and go, man, nobody said hi, and nobody, nothing. Everybody's giving everybody else hugs, and you know what I mean. So if you see people there that aren't Pacific Islanders, make sure you show them love.
Yeah, definitely. I wanted to add to what the ladies had already said. I definitely want them to leave with culture. I want them to know that Pacific Islander is not a monolith and that we are full of diversity. We're full of creativity. We're full of innovation. We have it. And let it be a teaching moment for them to see how hospitality looks like for Pacific Islanders, to see how food tastes like for Pacific Islanders, and to see what type of healing arts and crafts, how healing looks through our arts and through our music. So, and then to also put a face to what we do besides just dancing.
Yes, we're not just all hula skirts and
Absolutely. And coconut bras. There you go.
Yes, Tina is on and she says wellness is a priority. There are times in our culture where we are guilt tripped for taking care of ourselves. And so I love that. I love that we're having this discussion. I love that generations, young, old, senior, whatever, that show up can understand that we can talk about it and it's okay. And we're not going to go tell Auntie or, times have changed, right? We really try to keep it focused on the person and how can we help you? How can we get you the resources that you need? So I love that this event is happening now. Now we need it now. What the artists that are performing, the local artists, any hints, tell me later or
Naki's gonna want to know either on the air.
Kevin, you have a handle on that, right, Kevin? The local performance.
Oh yeah, the performances is pretty much there are ukulele instructors that are local here to the East Bay.
Nice.
I love that.
And then we also have a Hawaiian cultural practitioner who will be facilitating a hot hula.
Oh
yeah, that's right.
That's a big. And then you got Auntie John. You got Aisha.
Yes,
there as well. Like that is going to be a stage full of energy.
Master facilitator of Siva for Wellness will be there as well. Yes,
a lot of movement.
And then I know that we bombarded you and grabbed you last minute, but just because Lena shared the flyer with us, we wanted to make sure that everyone got this information, and I'll be texting everybody with the flyer because I have my other sister lives in Hayward, and so I'll be look out. So I just want to make sure we get the information out just because it's so important that we talk about our mental health. I mean, there's a lot of, we do concerts and stuff, but there's a lot of people that within the last couple of weeks have really pulled at my heart talking about their mental health and things that they're going through. And so I'm without giving out stuff, but it's such an important conversation to have, and trauma and things that we think that are not going on, happening in our culture or this day and age is still happening. So I'm glad that this is going on and that we will be able to get resources there. We will be able to enjoy the culture performances. We'll be able to enjoy culture events, arts and crafts. And there'll be a lot of resources there. Samoan Solutions is one. No, Samoan Community Development Center is one. And SF Hep B Free. Is Richard going to be there? I love Richard. Oh,
No, Richard's not going to be there. He wanted to, but we have 2 events that day. So
oh,
he just
awesome.
here.
Great problem to have.
Right.
Great problem to have. You've got 2 events to go to. You got to divide and conquer.
Yes.
But I think that, I just wanted to say this as we get into the making sure people know where it is and all these things. It's difficult throwing community events, right? It is difficult putting them together. Everybody's got busy 45 different priorities, and to get everybody together to have an event for the community is difficult, right? And we want to recognize you because this conversation, right? How do you have the conversation when then you're coming up with ways to weave it together with, okay, we'll have some cultural, some movement, arts and crafts and music and food. And then we can get the people there, the community there. It'll feel right. Like that's not easy to do. And thank you for putting this on and driving the conversation and giving people to have a platform to say, hey, look, everybody's here talking about mental wellness, mental health. It makes me feel more comfortable to bring this up or to have the conversation. So well done. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Before we let you go, can we get one last word from everyone of what this event means to you that's going to happen this weekend? And we'll start with Lena.
Well, I'm really hoping that we get a lot of or a good amount of people to come through. It is the 2nd annual Wellness Festival. And so we hope that you can at least come by and do one of the cultural activities. Okay. We're looking forward to seeing you.
Awesome. And Lotte?
You owe it to yourself to be well. Like our theme last year was it? Prioritize yourself because we need you around longer than not. So please prioritize yourself.
Thank you. And Kevin?
Well said.
And just to reiterate, you definitely owe it to yourself to be well. And one of those ways is to come check out our event on Saturday and find out the multiple ways of how you can maintain your wellness, but more so ways that you can continue on rooting yourself in wellness even after the event.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on to share and talk about the event that's happening. You will see us there. We will post the flyer. Reach out to them if you have any other questions. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. And thank you for the work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Man, it got me fired up. I mean, I was looking forward to going anyway, but now I'm really looking forward to going.
Yes.
That's
I'm
going to be a
looking
good
forward.
time.
It's going to be a good time. I'm excited for them. I'm excited for the community to get the resources that they need. It's an important conversation to have. It's been hitting my heart lately. This mental health, our mental health. I mean, I talk about mental health all the time. We talk about taking care of
All the time.
ourselves. But to have these resources, to have them touch one person or two people, it's awesome.
It's a ripple effect too, because
Yes,
if
exactly.
even if they don't talk about it, if somebody gets better, people see it. And then they
Yes.
go, well, what it's
Yeah.
like losing weight, right?
Right.
If you lose a bunch of weight, people
I
come
don't
around
know.
and go,
I don't know nothing about that.
hypothetically,
Yeah.
if you have a friend that loses a bunch of weight, like what Flo, we go around
Right.
Flo,
Oh
we're
my
like,
gosh,
what
she's
the
so
heck
tiny.
did you
Yeah.
do, Flo Masoli? I call her, that's what I hug her now. I go, hey, skinny lady.
Yeah.
People ask, like, what'd you do? Like, how did you do it?
Right.
And when people see people get better from a mental health standpoint, that's the same thing. They
Yeah.
ask, what
What did you
what'd
do?
you do? So even if people aren't talking, they'll see it, and then people are going to ask. Loved
Yeah.
ones are going to ask. So there's nothing. There's not enough good things we can say about what's going to happen on Saturday.
Yeah. I'm excited for everyone that's going to get a piece of their soul healed, because
Big.
somebody's going to
Yeah.
get healed or start the journey to get healing
Start the
this
conversation.
weekend. So yes, start the conversation. That's the most important thing, is to have the conversation started. So thank you to them and
Yeah.
Rams and
A short notice. Lena was
Yes.
cracking me up. Yeah, I'm coming, and I'm bringing people too. I was like,
Yeah.
dang, this is like hours notice.
we had a cancellation, and so then we were like, oh my God, we got to promote their event. So yes, awesome. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate them. So that is what's happening.
That's
this
what's up.
weekend. That you will see us there. We'll be there, probably getting our own our own mental health conversations going and resources, and there we go.
I'll find Naki at the Kava booth.
Yeah. You'll find me there. Don't bother. If you see me there, just keep walking. Keep walking.
It'll be interesting interviews on that day.
Yes. So thank you so much for joining us this evening. We will see you this weekend, or we'll see you next week. Every Thursday at 6 p.m. Come back to FICO with us.
Love you all.